I was recently inspired by this beautiful lamp to see if I could recreate this with things I have around the house. A lamp that I'm not too crazy about, a little bit of leftover paint from when I painted my front door, a curtain that I've had for 15 years from IKEA with this ticking stripe to use as the lampshade. I have a tutorial about how to do these lampshades and I love it. It makes a faux pleated shade. So I worked over this lamp and I can't wait to show you the results, and I would love to know what you think, so stick around. Hey y'all, I just had this idea. I just saw a picture of a lamp from this British company and it's this beautiful rich green, and I just remembered that I have leftover paint from when I painted my front door. This lamp is in our living room. We got it for free one time and it's okay. It's never been my favorite. I love porcelain based lamps, but this one I don't love particularly, and it's not the greatest quality. So I decided that I was going to try to make a dupe of this lamp I saw. I have some old striped fabric from a curtain, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to make a faux pleated shade out of this existing shade. And I'm going to paint the base of the lamp with the leftover primer and green paint from when I painted my front door. So this is Faro and Ball, their mid-tones primer, and I'm just gonna put a coat on it right now and then let it dry while I work on the lampshade. I actually really like the color of this primer. It's like a putty color. It's really pretty in person, and it was the recommended for Faro and Ball's darker colors. I got their color called Verde Gris in the super high gloss paint to do my front door with, and I could not be happier with it. It's such a great paint, and I think I might even use this primer on some things around the house just because I really like this color too. It's a really pretty neutral. So while that's drying, I started working on the lampshade, which is definitely the most time-consuming part of this project. This curtain is really old. I've gotten so much great use out of these beautiful ticking curtains from IKEA. We used them in our apartment when we were newlyweds, and I've since made them over into a lot of things, most recently curtains for my laundry room. But I still have this one left over, and I'm going to turn it into a lampshade. I really love having a fabric stash, and I recommend it, especially if you're going to do things like lampshades. Just and you have a bag, I have like an old laundry bag, save your fabric scraps because they can come in really handy. Like this curtain is really faded and it's got some stains on it, but that doesn't matter because I'm just going to cut it up and use the parts that are still good. So highly recommend starting a fabric stash if you haven't already, even if you're not much of a sewist, which I certainly am not, but I still like having a stash for projects. What I did was cut all the fabric into 2-inch strips, which is really easy to do. I just had to follow the lines on here. And then I folded the sides in on each other so that it became a 1-inch strip. And then I ironed that really crisply with a steam iron. And these are going to be my faux pleats that I'm then going to hot glue onto this lampshade. So there's no sewing involved at all. I simply measured the height of the lampshade. This one's about 10 inches, and so the strips are I cut them 2 inches by 10 inches, and then the edges will just be raw, and I will put a finishing like band around the bottom and top of the lampshade, and that'll cover up all those raw edges. And what else can I tell you? I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. Oh yeah, make sure that you just make sure you have enough fabric that you can wrap it around your lampshade approximately 3 times. That'll make sure that you have enough fabric, because of course it shrinks up a lot because you're folding a lot, so you can't just wrap it around once. You're going to lose a lot of that. But if you can wrap it around 3 times, you will definitely have enough. Or you could measure the width of your fabric, or you can measure around the base of your shade, the perimeter. Oh man, my high school geometry is deserting me. Is it the perimeter? Is it the radius? The radius of the circle, you can measure that with your measuring tape and figure out how much you need. Just multiply that by 3. Once I had all the fabric strips cut out, I plugged in my hot glue gun and I started affixing them to the lampshade. I just put a dab of glue at the top, at the bottom, and then a little bit of glue lengthwise down if they didn't seem like they were laying quite right. I didn't do that with all of them. And I just placed them one overlapping the other to give the impression of pleats. And this is the whole beauty of this faux method. I would love to know how to sew an actual pleated lampshade. I think that would be an amazing skill to learn. But for now, this is what I can do, and I love getting this look. I think that fabric pleated lampshade just adds so much to decor. It's like having like a really cool pair of shoes to go with an outfit. It's just like this detail in the room that is really cool. Makes everything look really designed and thoughtful and cozy and soft, and it's a very, very English country house type of look. It's really fun. This is a striped fabric, but if you have like a wild pattern fabric and you fold it up into those pleats, it doesn't look as wild, so, and it can just look kind of really interesting on the lampshade. I forgot to video myself painting the lamp green, but here it is. It's all finished. Here's the lampshade with the, see how the band on the bottom and the top just covers up all those raw edges, and then it's this shiny green. So I'm going to put up the picture again and you tell me how close I got to getting a good dupe of this lamp. I mean, I really love the hobnail texture on that other lamp. I really wish I had that, but I do love the shiny green of this one, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, just with, you know, a little bit of hot glue and a little bit of leftover paint that was probably just going to lie around and dry out before I had a chance to use it. I love using up odds and ends of fabric and paint to do tiny little projects, and it really gives me a sense of accomplishment to do, because it's just something like this just takes a few days, you know, here and there, an hour here, an hour there, and I find that doing these kind of little projects really motivates me to do some of the more mundane parts of my job as a homemaker. If I know that I have like these little creative outlets, it just makes the whole thing like sort of this total package of like making this house, making it run and making it shine and making it spin. I picked up this lampshade for free the other day, and I just on a whim set it on top of this glass shade, this which doesn't really fit this lamp, and I really like how it looks. So keep your eyes peeled at your local thrift stores. Like I said, I got this one for free. Keep your fabric stashes and keep your odds and ends of paint, and you can do a lot with a very small amount of materials. I am really looking forward to hearing your comments about this lamp. If you're interested in doing the pleated shade, I have a more in-depth tutorial on that, which I will link right here in case you want to look at that. And I will link the Faro and Ball paint in case you're interested in that. It's more pricey, but it is a joy to work with. I think I'm hooked, I'm afraid. I hope that y'all had a very happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Bye for now.